Hey there, I am going to get my slideshow up and going here. Alright, this is Chrissy. I am from IndieBizChicks.com and we are going to talk about website flipping. Okay, so there I am, Chrissy Heron. Like I said, I'm the founder of IndieBizChicks.com. And we are going to be talking about website flipping today. This is something that I started doing in the summer of 2021. Now, I had been in business for a very long time. I started my website in 2007, and I had made, websites for myself and clients and stuff. But I was listening to a podcast a couple summers ago, and the guest mentioned that they had been flipping websites, and I thought, why don't I try that? Like I had made websites for others, but it was, someone, they had contacted contacted me and they, had a domain and I made a website for that domain. With this scenario, I was creating the website first and then selling it, and that was something new for me. Now, I did start earning profits right away, and I'm going to teach you all of the basics in this class. So you'll be able to start flipping sites after this class. If you hear a little bit of whining in the background, there are a couple golden retrievers sitting next to me and a little chihuahua, and sometimes they like to talk. But anyway, back to this. So you will be able to start flipping sites after this class. Now, I do have a deep dive workshop about website flipping, and that's called Flips No Flops. And you might have heard me talk about that. That is a little bit different because in that one, it comes with live coaching, and there are, some different things. With this, you're going to be getting this live class and a workbook. And like I said, you'll be able to take the knowledge that I give you and start flipping sites right away. The other one is just more hand holding. So this is a little bit different. That's why the price difference. So let's go ahead and get started. So website flipping is a way to earn income by buying or starting a website and selling it. And you can choose to build a brand new site, or you can purchase a website that is already existing but needs a little bit of love, put some work into it, and then you can sell that at a profit for what you bought it. Just like flipping houses. People buy a house, they put some work into it, and then they sell that at a profit. So the first step, so if you're going to buy a website to fix up and sell, you can look at sites such as Flippa for websites to buy. If you're going to start from scratch, you'll need to buy a domain through a domain registrar. And once you've bought your domain or purchased your existing website, you'll need to add it to your web hosting. So you either need to buy a website or buy a domain to create a new website on, and then you're going to need web hosting. And if you already have a website, you might be able to put more than one domain on your hosting. You're going to want to talk to your host about that. The hosts that I use and recommend, and I will link them below, I really like how they do it because I can have, they have plans where you can just have like one domain, but they have plans where you can have like 10 or 20 or whatever domains, and they each get their own like cPanel and password. So when you do sell that website, you can tell that to the new owner without giving the new owner any of your details for your own website. It's not going to affect yours. You actually get your own cPanel. It's like almost being like a reseller for the hosting. But anyways, we'll talk more about that, and I will link them below in the video. So the software that you're going to need. So once you bought your domain or you purchased your existing website and you've added it to your hosting, you need to decide how you're going to build the site out. So what platform are you going to use? And there's lots of them out there, but I do recommend using WordPress. It is a great platform for website flipping because it's free to install and there are many themes to choose from, and it's easy to use. And you don't have to worry about the person that's buying the site having to put in more money to just have the site. For example, if you were using a platform that required, a 10, 20, or $30 or whatever fee every month, then that could limit the number of people that actually want to buy that site because they're buying a site and they automatically have to put money in every single month for that software. But WordPress is free, so they don't have to worry about that. And you can also add plugins to extend the functionality of the website. So if let's say that you're making a website that's going to look more like a news site, then have all those different articles on the front page. There are themes and plugins for that. If someone is going to be having a travel site and there's going to be a gallery or whatever, there's themes and plugins for that. So whatever it is, you can certainly do it within WordPress. And so just some more reasons why I like WordPress. As I mentioned already, it's a great platform and it's free to install, and there's so many different themes to choose from. It's completely open source, which means it's constantly under development and the community contributes to it. If the person that buys your site has some kind of questions or anything, they can go on YouTube and they can find answers on how to use WordPress. So you're not going to constantly be having to answer a bunch of customer service questions about this website that you just sold. SEO is easier with WordPress as well. They have built-in tools like Google Analytics integrations and XML sitemaps, automatic generations of titles and descriptions for posts, and you can customize the meta tags, and there's different SEO plugins as well, like Yoast. And so if someone is going to be buying this website to kind of generate affiliate income, then you want that SEO there, and that is really easy to achieve with WordPress. And so the WordPress themes can easily be edited with a point-and-click interface now rather than writing the code by hand. There's a lot of free and paid themes to choose from. And for the websites that I flip, I use a free theme. I use Astra is what I use. And if you have a developer's license for the theme, you can install a paid theme. And because you have that developer's license, you can sell it. And you can increase the final value of the site because it includes a premium theme. So you want to keep things simple when you are creating a site that you're going to sell. You want it to look nice, but you want to stick to neutral colors and let the buyer make all the big customizations when it comes to colors and fonts. You might really like purple and lime green together, but the person that's buying it may not. And so let them, the personality part of it, let their personality come out when they buy it. Keep things kind of neutral. It's just kind of like selling a house, I guess, because, the person coming in, if they see purple walls and lime green carpet, they may be intimidated by that and not want to deal with it. And so just because you love it doesn't mean the buyer's going to love it. So ways to add a value. If you have a developer's license for a theme or plugin, you can add those. And this can be, now you can do this in a couple ways. So you can install it after the purchase is made and call it an after purchase upgrade. You can also offer after purchase upgrades with customizations, such as like headers and different things like that. You can, if they do want lime green and purple all over, you can offer to customize that and offer that as an after purchase upgrade. You can create a setup guide that has affiliate recommendations for website hosting and other items that the new website owner might need, and then you can just offer that as like a little freebie to the person when they sign up, a little bonus, little getting started guide. And if they click on any of those affiliate links and make a purchase, and of course you're going to be earning commission. And depending on who it is, like with website hosting, you could be earning recurring commission as long as they stay a customer. So like I said, you have the opportunity to earn additional income by doing these little upgrades with the developer's license and the plugins and the themes, as well as upgrades and affiliate income. And that can end up you can end up making money for years with your affiliate commissions, like with website hosting and stuff like that. So things to keep track of. So there's going to be several things that you're going to want to track on your sites, especially if you're going to hang on to them for a while before you sell them. So, if you're going to create the site today and sell it next week, you're not going to necessarily have all this data. But if you're hanging on to the site for a year or whatever, so that you can build out the site and build out the SEO and prove that all of this stuff exists, this is the stuff that you want to hang on to, the data you want to keep track of. So you want to tell potential buyers how the site is performing. And depending on how it's performing, you're going to be able to get a more premium price. So if you can show that it's a ranking for a bunch of keywords, you're obviously going to make more money with that site than a site that you just created today and you're selling next week. So keep track. You can look at Google Analytics or whatever kind of tool you like, but that will tell you about your stats. So you're going to know how much traffic you're getting. You're going to be able to tell like if your pages are ranking and stuff like that. You're going to want to keep track of the income the website is earning, as well as the expenses that are associated with the website. So let's say you created a product to sell on the site. Keep track of the sales so that you can say, okay, I created this little workshop, and the person that buys the site could get that workshop as well to sell as their own. And if you're making 100 sales a month on that, then you need to say so, because if you're generating a few $1,000s in product sales, and that you're getting X amount of traffic and you're ranking for X amount of keywords, then that's going to be a premium price website. And then if you decide to do Facebook ads to get traffic to it, or if you have any other expenses, keep track of that. You'll also want to, if you're going to sell a mailing list along with this website, then you are going to need to let the buyer know how many subscribers there are, because again, that's going to increase the value if they get that mailing list. So if you started a website tomorrow all about donuts and you have a workshop about how to bake donuts or make donuts, and you have a newsletter list of 5,000 people that love donuts, then you're going to be able to charge in the thousands and thousands of dollars for this website. So keep track of all that. You can make a spreadsheet and you can list your income, your expenses, and that way potential buyers can see all of that. So when it comes to selling your website, you can sell the site on your own, or you can use a broker or an auction service. So if you don't want to worry about selling your site yourself, don't worry. You can use a broker, or like I said, the auction service, and that can be the best option for you. It's also a good option if you don't have an established audience yet. But if you do, we'll talk about how to sell your site on your own. But first, let's talk about using a broker. So you can look at Flippa. That's kind of like the auction service. But you can also do a Google search on the term website flip broker, and you can find different services out there, and you can find one that you like and look at their reviews and make sure that they're on the up and up and they got a good reputation. And so when you work with Flippa or one of these brokers, you're going to create a listing for the website, and you're going to put all the information in there, and people can start bidding on it. And you can set a minimum amount so that you don't feel like, you're not getting a fair price. If you don't want to sell your website for less than $5,000, then that's your minimum price. Of course, it could end up going over that, just like when you sell a house. Your asking price, just for the sake of having even numbers, let's say it's $100,000, but let's say that there's a bunch of people interested in it and someone, offers you $120,000. Same thing could happen with a website. You might have your minimum price or whatever be 5,000 and there's other people bidding and it could go for 10,000 or 30,000, whatever. You never know. Now, when you sell the site on your own, and this is what I do, is I send an email out to my list because I reach people that are interested in business. If you don't, then this might not be for you, but if you do have an audience that is interested in websites and making money online, you could just sell the website on your own like that. And so I send an email out to my list, and that is how I find buyers. Now, you could use a service such as HoneyBook or Dubsado that allows you to send a contract to the buyer, and the buyer can sign it online and all of that stuff. And in the contract, you're going to outline what the buyer is getting and that the sale is final. So, for example, if you did create a workshop for the website, or if you are including the mailing list, include all of that and make sure that you say the sale is final, because there are people out there that could buy a website and maybe a couple of months goes by and they're like, I'm just too busy, I don't want this, so if I just changed my mind. And if you're using like PayPal or something like that, then they can do a chargeback. And unfortunately, PayPal usually sides with the buyers in these scenarios, and then you would be losing your money. PayPal would take your money. And so that is why I don't recommend PayPal. I recommend that you're using someone else like HoneyBook or Dubsado, and you want to have that contract that says what the buyer is getting and that the sale is final, as a little extra insurance on your end, especially if you're selling a website and the thousands of dollars. You don't want someone to just back out and do a chargeback. So you just need to keep practicing. There are people out there who've sold websites for huge amounts of money. And your first website, you may not have a six-figure payday, but that's okay. Start flipping websites and don't give up. You're going to get better and better with each website flip, and your profits will increase.